The agent of the future is gonna have to know more than just sticking a sign in the yard.
I'm gonna write a mortgage rap.
Hey, Novus on the beat, bro. Need a loan? I'm a rap lender. This ain't no show. Rates down. Call for refinance. You can save, bro. Why you still written though? You know that's a no-go.
So is it about your lifestyle or is it about the interest rate? What's the most important thing to you?
Do any of you have relationships with the sub-2 community or creative financing? That's the first thing I would do if I were you. A lot of sub-2 financing is how I'm doing most of my deals, and they're paying me finder's fees, which is the same as sometimes even more than a commission.
I'd say on the mortgage side, we're seeing a lot of the same things of what you brought up and a lot of what he's talked about, but there is a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear, and a lot of conversations really do boil down to just, well, it's the interest rate conversation, when that's really probably not the most important thing to their financial situation. It's like, hey, we're in your budget, we're right here, this is the price range you need to be at. Oh, but the interest rate, they're always coming back to interest rate. We're always trying to drive the conversation, maybe gotta go right here, because this is what's actually important in the nation. But, yeah, what am I doing to stick out? Honestly, I would say probably, even up to a couple months ago, absolutely nothing.
Great.
Well, hold on.
Hold
We're getting somewhere.
Hold on, he's goes
We're
with
getting
this.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what I was doing. I was like a deer in the headlights. How do I get in front of people? I can trust myself if I can get in front of clients, but how do I get there? Well, then I, just started mulling around, thinking of some ideas, talking to people on my team, and well, where's everybody, certainly everybody my age at? Well, they're online. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. So how do I get in front of them there? Well, this came right around the time of the Super Bowl, and do you guys remember who the Super Bowl concert was?
Kendrick Lamar.
It was Kendrick Lamar. And he had a song that's a diss track of Drake called They Not Like Us. No. And I was in the bathroom one day after the Super Bowl where all great ideas are formed.
Yeah, especially in the shower.
And I was just like, the song was stuck in my head. I'm like, they not like us, they not like us. And our name was Novus Home Mortgage. And I said, they not know us. I said, oh, I've got something here. So, yeah. So then, work with the team, get a little bit on ChatGPT. I'm like, I'm going to write a mortgage rap.
Hey, Novus on the beat, bro. Need a loan? I'm a rap lender. This ain't no show. Rates down. Call for refinance. You can save, bro. Why you still written though? You know that's a no-go.
To the
It was
beat.
awesome.
I feel like
To the
I've
beat.
seen this actually.
Yeah.
We went viral, didn't it?
We need to pull it up. Like,
Can we pull it out?
it was familiar, but now I know
Yeah,
why.
you might have seen somebody share it.
I'm still waiting for the part 2.
It's coming. It's coming. But wrote it, filmed it, recorded it. I've never done anything like that before. It was honestly an awesome, really fun process. And then posted it, promoted it on Instagram, and I don't even know how many thousands of views, maybe 10,000 views it's at now, but even got a handful of applications out of that. So just people reaching out, people I hadn't talked to in years, go, Colin, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were in mortgage. I'm like, absolutely, let's chat.
That's great. I
Sounds
think
like-
too, to like piggyback off of that, like finding your niche, your niche, how would you say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And sticking with that, not trying to go out of your niche. Like if you are, not of the generation of social media, don't try to be the TikTok person.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Try to get, and if you are the TikTok person, don't try to go to like, we're gonna do the baby boomers that are moving out of their house to try to get, more space or something, or less space for the grandkids and everything like that. Like try to stick in your niche and see how that blossoms and, try to do that.
Yeah. When I first wanted to, I knew I needed to get more active on social media, but I don't know if some of you guys are the same, but I just hated posting. I just felt weird posting. I'm like, this is I cringe myself out when I post something. But yeah,
Or you just don't watch yourself.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't watch my stuff, I just let it
Just-
ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't wanna see it.
but you know, now I have people begging for the next song. When's the next song coming? I'm like, it's getting written right now. So yeah, it's absolutely finding your niche and something that's actually fun for you to do. What's
Yes.
something you're not seeing? Be that thing. So
Well, and be authentic too.
yes.
I mean, I think that's huge is, you know, for me, what I'm seeing is it's taking more conversations and having those conversations over and over and over again. And you know, what we saw in 22 and 23, I get my years confused, but when the market was really booming, you could cast a really wide net and you're gonna catch something. Now
You
you
just gotta
can't do
show
that.
up.
Yeah, you just gotta show up. Now you can't do that. You really have to go deep, which means staying, you know, within your sphere, within your database, which I harp on all the time in my coaching. You've got to work with the people that are in that database and grow them. And it takes more conversations. And to your point, you have to talk to them about things. I'm primarily a listing agent, so of course none of my clients want to move because they've got the 2% interest rate. That's fine, but that means that, you know, your 8-year-old's gonna be 17 by the time, you know, the interest rate is back where you want it to be, and you can add that second floor. So is it about your lifestyle, or is it about the interest rate? What's the most important thing to you? So again, I think for me, it's just having conversations over and over, and sticking within my sphere, staying within my lane, and developing those relationships.
And you've developed your coaching. That's become really big too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely working with a lot of agents on that same principle, helping them because they want to try all of these different things and not stay consistent with that. They want to try something for a couple months, it doesn't work. Oh, I didn't go viral the first time I posted. No, most people don't. You've got to find your thing and be consistent, so.
And I also find too that like with an agent sits there and gets busy and all they're doing is busy work. They're doing a buyer guide, a seller guide, and all this stuff. And you're like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
When all you have to do is go to a title company, find your buddies at the title company who do really good marketing, or your own brokerage. Why are you bothering to spend all this time on busy work when somebody else has already done it?
It's anything but make phone calls.
Right.
And
Well, I
then
will
can
admit, we all
say-
hate making phone
And then I
calls.
can say, because I see this in coaching all the time, I'm like, why, like, I didn't get this done because I was at this class, and I was at this class, and I was like, okay, but do you have a VA buyer that you need to go to 3 different VA mortgage classes to learn about? Like, and the answer is usually no.
Yeah.
So,
There's one question I've got as far as coaching. I'm a data nerd, and
same, yeah.
when during the process of putting together the protest class, there's some appraisal districts around here that allow you to download all their data. And I was working on another presentation just this past week, and I thought it would be really neat to see how many homesteads there are, say, in Dallas County. And so I found out about 360,000 homesteads. 160,000 of them have the over 65 exemption. What does that say? 160,000 homes in Dallas County alone. How many of those will be turning over in the next 10 to 15 years?
That's huge. Yeah.
If you're targeting something, I would not want to make phone calls either, but if I was specifically
Yeah, you wanna
targeting
sort of
a
Google.
group
Yeah.
or a segment, knowing this is the spiel that I'm giving, boy, I'd go after it. And that to me was shocking.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to
How many
know.
over
That's a big number,
65s
yeah.
there are
Yeah.
in Dallas.
Well, we have this lovely little product that we've just started to use and try to figure out. It's taken me a little time, and we'll throw it at Lindsay, have her help kind of figure it out too soon.
One more job.
It's called Title. It's called Title Pro 247, and what it'll do is if we put in the right zip codes and the areas and all that, we can find those those soon-to-be empty nesters, those soon-to-be people that are turning over, as well as the higher interest rate. Some of it, the data you have to pay for, but a lot of it is just the basic list are free, and you can do cold calls, you can do emails, or just send out flyers. You know, send out flyers, send out postcards, all of that. So that's what we've just, and I've worked with something like this before, and it's very helpful, especially now for lenders, because there is a mortgage aspect of it that we can pull that and find that. So, yeah.
What are you seeing?
Yeah. What are you seeing?
So I appreciate the segue you just gave and the both of you gave, because whenever I come into rooms like this, my intention is to share something that will help you make a check in the next 60 days or less. So did you hear what he just said? What niche is he talking about that we should all be learning right now?
Downsizers.
Downsizers, empty
And
nesters.
probates.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So if you don't already call on probates, anybody ever call expireds in this room or for sale by owners?
Oh, yeah.
Don't look.
Not one. Okay. So what's the reason why you don't want to call? Because they heard from 50 people, they're going to cuss you out, all these things, right?
Yeah, don't call them the day they expire because 500 people call them. That
So
doesn't work.
I don't
like getting
yelled at on the phone.
Yeah.
to the doctor's point, if you're calling probates, if you're getting a list of people who passed away, heir of affidavits here, and you're offering a service, hey, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. Do you have anyone that's evaluated the property so that you can decide whether it's better to keep it, rent it, or whatever's best for your family? Has anyone given you that service for free yet? Is that a very different phone call than, hey, your listing just expired?
Yes.
And how many people do you think are calling them? Not many. So this is a really good source right now for people who are looking for motivated listings. And what was the other thing he touched on? What do people not have right now if they're selling? Equity. A lot of people in our area don't have equity in their homes. How are you going to sell a home for less than what it's worth? Right? Do any of you have relationships with the sub-2 community or creative financing? That's the first thing I would do if I were you. A lot of sub-2 financing is how I'm doing most of my deals, and they're paying me finder's fees, which are the same as, sometimes even more than a commission. And it's because what they're looking for is that 2% rate, that 3% rate. And, you know, maybe you're people, they really want to move. The daughter just went to college in North Carolina. They want to go see her play volleyball, but they don't want to lose their 2% rate, right? The sub-2 financer is going to give them the price that they want. You're going to make a fee. They get to move. You're a hero because no other agent in this market can do that for them.
And there are title companies that will close it, like us, and there are attorneys that we can refer you to that will write it up. And we do know some lenders that will do it too. They'll help with the paperwork.
Are you talking about a wrap? Is that what you're
It's like a seller financing, it's a sub-2.
Yeah, a creative financing
Creative
is sub-2,
financing.
Oh,
like a
seller
novates.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that you can also do is learn wholesale. Has anyone ever worked with a wholesaler in here? You have?
Yes.
Aren't the fees like crazy?
Yes.
Well, we see it from that side, from the lending side all the time, so it's, you know, people go out, they wholesale a contract, and it's like, sure.
I have agents that are like, is this legal?
Yeah, they make a quick $5,000 or $10,000, it's like, okay, well, good for you, and you just sold the contract essentially, so.
It's not illegal, but you definitely need to keep your wits about you.
So as long as you're being honest with people, hey, I'm an agent, because if you're, sometimes you cold call people and they'll say, well, what's your offer? And you're like, I'm an agent. They're like, they don't care. They're like, what's your offer? And if they say something like, yeah, you know what, I would take $250 for this property, and you as an agent know that you could sell it for $280, but they're telling you, I don't want to go on the market.
Well,
Bring me $250. Buy that property and make the $30,000, or assign it. You don't have to
Yeah.
buy it, you can assign it. So now instead of 3% of $250, you just made $30,000. I don't know which is better. I'm a realtor, we don't know numbers, right?
Well, and plus some title companies won't touch it. Some companies do not like the pass-throughs and the double close and the assignments. They don't like it. So you do have to know who likes it. And I know that I have staff that will do it. But it's also, they also have to realize too, when they're doing a transaction like this, that there's a chance if it's not done correctly, they may not get assigned right. And they just have to, but most smart investors realize that, and wholesalers know that there's always a chance it's gonna have to be played out like a normal transaction. And they know it.
Well, again, keeping your wits about you, like, I think that's what is great about having such a good, like, resource with our underwriters and with the lender, like,
Yes.
having that all kind of full circle, everybody's communicating, where you can figure out how to kind of problem solve different things and what needs to happen, and then you have, you know, yeah, exactly, and stay compliant, so,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
The agent of the future is gonna have to know more than just sticking a sign in the yard.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to learn these things whether or not it feels good to us. if you want to stay in the business.
That's very true. And also, one of the things Lindsay mentioned is knowing your underwriters. This is one of our underwriters, Westport, right here. Steve and Maribel, did I say that?
Mabel.
Mabel, sorry, I just
Maribel, but
went
I
like,
like her.
that's pretty though, Mabel, but Mabel's pretty too. But they are, two of the individuals with Westport that we go to. So you want to have a talk company that's able to, they know who they're talking to, the people know us, and they know what we're working with, and so that they're going to answer the phone. It's not like we're just calling a plant and you don't know who you're gonna get. So that's where we're very fortunate. So, and y'all are probably seeing about the same thing.
We do, we see a
He's-
lot of it, and there's, just like you said, seller finance, there's not many deals we don't turn down. I mean, we try to work to get the deal across the finish line for you guys. And it's important because you can do it by dotting the i's and crossing the t's, and it's insurable. The ones that wanna cut corners, that get frustrated that their entity's not set up properly or something else, we give them specific instructions. And sometimes they just don't wanna do it, but if they do it, the deal's done. It's insured and you close the deal and you move on.
Title company is so integral to those transactions.
And ahead of time,
Mhm.
not at the 11th hour when the barn's burning and you pull this one out of the fire. It's like,
Yeah, the
like
day
she was
before
talking
closing.
about, yeah, she was talking about, talk to your title agent because we're their partner, we're their backstop. And it's not a by the hour fee for the buyer. So we're the backstop to help get this across the finish line. And that's the important part, I think, for the business, so that the industry can grow and we grow our business with great partners.
Well, and I think like just piggyback off of what Jessica said too, the agents that don't necessarily keep up with their education and like understand exactly the full extent of what they're doing with certain transactions, especially those wholesale ones where it can be a little tricky, where we kind of get it all the time, and I'm sure like on the lending side too, and the underwriters, where we'll have a newer agent or maybe an agent that's not as educated come to us, and maybe it's something that we have stipulations for, like we need certain things to happen, and they'll go, oh, well, I'll just go to this other title company and they'll close it. Well, but they don't know enough to know that that's not necessarily the greatest thing, you know? You don't want it to just close. You want it to be legal in every aspect
Yeah, you don't
of
want
where
to.
it doesn't come back to bite your clients in the butt.
Right.
So I think especially having an agent that knows and keeps up with compliance and understands and has those relationships where it's like everybody has their trust in everybody else, and they're not just trying to, okay, I'm gonna close it.
Right.
Well, and a lot of times they're gonna tell you, oh, I'll just go to the other title company. They don't
Yeah.
do that. Well, they end up doing it, telling them the same thing we told them,
Yeah.
or that the other title company told them.
Yeah.
Because
or they say, okay, I'll do it, and then a year from now, then they
Right.
get a call saying, oh, there's been a claim and blah, 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 and you might have to be disposed and,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
or
Right.
whatever.
Well,
So-
and the thing is too, is like if any entity, like a wholesaler or anyone that's got an LLC, if they tell you they don't need, that we don't need their state docs, yeah, we do. And
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
out of state, they eventually have to register with Texas. I love it when they'll tell us, nobody asked for that. And I'm like, yeah, they do. I'm sitting here finishing legal 2 myself, and I'm like, it's right there, plain as day. They're gonna ask you for it, and it is what it is, and you know, so just, yeah, you have to know that they're gonna try to pull whatever they can on you, but no.
I think
Yeah.
everybody's probably favorite sentence in this room that they've ever heard is, well, my last closing didn't have to do that. Or my last realtor didn't have to do that.
Right.
That's like
My last
Or my last lender, my last lender, my last
And you're
lender.
like, do tell.
Yep.
That's like my favorite sentence in the world.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What about the ones that say title is rubber stamp? And I'm like, obviously you're not the title.
Right. Yes. We appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
One
It was great information.
point out, Results Roofing, he was here for a little bit. He is fantastic. If you need a good roofer, you need someone, they will go out there. They're not gonna charge you just to consult, just to see it. They're not gonna bug you. And they do a great job. They work with you, they work with your insurance company, and they will, if you have a house on the market, they will do the cash, they'll do the cash payment and closing for the roof if the house is on the market. So that is one thing that they will work with you with. And then Diane was upkeep, she was here, and she also represents a great inspector. I think it's Inspect 360, I believe that's his name. And so if you need a good inspector, Again, we've got 2 or 3 that we work with that we really love. And or if you need a survey, please reach out to us because we know where to send you for all of that. So they're ones that we've used and that we vetted and we trust. So but y'all, thank you for coming and talking. Y'all, we appreciate it.